your head to initiate contact with the helmet. There will now be a 15-yard penalty and a possible ejection. The rule applies to ball carriers, defenders, and even linemen. The chairman of the competition committee, Rich McKay, said the rule will make the game safer. Many players spoke out against it. Richard Sherman said, quote, "It's ridiculous. Like telling a driver if you touch the lane lines, you're getting a ticket. It's going to lead to more lower extremity injuries." We're joined by Fox NFL analyst Mark Schlereth. Welcome, Stink. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
How bad is this rule?
This is as dumb. This is the stupidest rule like I have ever heard. Just when you think they're making some progress by changing the catch rule back to something that actually makes sense. You're going to add a rule like this, or you want to add a rule like this, where, one, it's completely subjective. Two, that kind of helmet-to-helmet contact happens on every single play on the line of scrimmage. Anytime you run the ball, there's a potential of throwing a flag. Right. I mean, think about this. Think about just standard plays. Quarterback sneak. What's the quarterback do? Do he lower his head and lead with his head? Every single time, right? Now, you're going to throw out Tom Brady on a quarterback sneak if he lowers his head and runs into a defensive lineman? How about your running back in goal line and short yardage situations? Are we going to continue to devalue the position of running back because now all of a sudden we're saying, hey, we can't run it on goal line short yardage because we can't risk the potential of a 15-yard penalty. So now let's throw it 80% of the time instead of 65% of the time. Like, this is such a stupid rule. You cannot eliminate this. And under the guise of player safety, like, come on, stop with the player safety. This is a rule where hopefully you never throw a flag. Hopefully you never implement it. Hopefully this is just to say, hey, look, Mom and Dad, America, we care about your kids and we want them to continue to play football. But the bottom line for me is there is no way that you can put this rule in and not have a completely adverse effect on the game that we know as football. You're absolutely killing the game. You truly want to affect player safety? Make every contract that you sign with your players 100% guaranteed. That way, if I have a head trauma or a head injury, I can sit out for 2 or 3 weeks, get myself right, and not worry about losing my job. Right? You want to completely affect player safety? Make sure that every player, from the time he gets done playing until the end of his life, that he has health insurance. Like, if we really want to change the rules and really want to affect this game from a positive standpoint, let's put things in that actually matter. This is stupid. This is a rule made by people that have never played football. And it's completely, there is no way to eliminate all helmet-to-helmet contact out of this game. It just isn't.
I just want to know one thing, Skip. How are you going to tackle somebody? If it's 3rd and 2, or if it's 4th and 1, I need to get that first down. What am I supposed to do?
I'm tackling.
So I guess I'm just like, instead of trying to split the two defenders, Skip and Mark, I guess I'm just, hey, son, get that first down. Hey, I can't lower my head. If I lower my head, it's going to cost you 15 yards. So now it's going to be 4th and 17, or it's going to be 3rd and 17. This is so, what? Who, I want to know, of all the things you could have been sitting in the room and discussing, who started to say, you know what, guys, I think, you know what we ought to do? We ought to take all head contact out of the game. So offensive and defensive linemen, I need y'all to stand straight up and chest bump. Because I can assure you, when you that close, Skip, and you running the football, the first thing hit is your helmet to another guy's helmet.
Every play.
Every single play. I didn't do a whole lot of blocking, but the little bit I did do, I got a couple scars on my face mask and on my helmet. Skip, this is such a dumb rule. Nobody, no fan, nobody that's playing, you will not find a form. I shouldn't say all, but it's going to be hard for me to believe that you'll get a lot of support from the players, past or current, that think this is a very good rule.
So, the NFL says concussions were up last year. Head injuries were up last year. Spine injuries were up last year, says the NFL. So, the NFL basically said, let's do what college football does. Let's have a sort of a spearing rule where if you lower your head either way, offense to defense or defense to offense, you're ejected. That's what they're saying. You're going to be ejected from the game. So I watch a whole lot of college football, and it is endless, man. It goes, you have to make a 4-hour commitment to watch a college football game. And this is in part why. Because it seems like every few minutes we have to stop down to say, is that spearing?
Right.
Is that did he lower his head or not? And it goes on for like 10 or 12 minutes because it's hard to figure it out.
Right.
It's a close call because you're going to eject said player.
Right.
And he might be the star of the show, but they're going to eject him. Really? So all the gnashing of teeth that we just eliminated by clarifying the catch rule is going to be reinstated over this rule, right? And it's to pacify, it's a concession to that segment of the fandom who won't let their kids play football because they say it's too dangerous. So they're saying, well, we're going to take some of the danger out of it with this rule. And it's also protection against future litigation from the players, right? That's what they're doing.
Skip, this is an inherently dangerous game. The human body was not made to be run into each other. And especially as the men get bigger and faster, you're going to have collision. Just like bull riding. It's an inherently, you can only make the game so safe. But you got a 155-pound man on the back of a 1-ton animal. So what could possibly go wrong? What could possibly go wrong if you got a 250 man that can run 4.4 running into a man that can run 4.3? What could possibly go wrong at a distance of 10 yards, 15 yards? This is so utterly ridiculous.
Mark, what are you up to now? 29 surgeries?
Yeah.
29, and I think you need maybe a 30th. Right?
Oh, I could use a couple.
Maybe a couple more.
Yeah, eventually have your knees replaced. I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, it's not if, it's when you get hurt. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get injured. And the bottom line is you're going to do irreparable damage to your body.
Yes.
And let's embrace that. And let's embrace the fact that there's only 1,500 people in the world that can play this game. The hand of God has reached down and said, you're going to be, you're going to win the genetic lottery and you're going to be able to play. And you're crazy enough to play it.
You have to have one loose screw.
Right. And like, to me, I'm okay with that. But, to throw rules like this out there, to act like you're going to change, like all of a sudden we're going to change and the concussions won't be a thing, or they'll be a thing of the past. The 291 concussions that they talked about, could it be that you actually are being a little bit more careful with players? Like, has it changed? Give me context. Because in 2015, it wasn't the same. We didn't approach it the same way we did last year. So maybe maybe it just wasn't being reported as much in 2015. It's being reported more now. There's not really an increase in concussions.
Are you over-diagnosing the concussions? Are you going too far to say, oh, you're borderline protocol?
When I came in the league in 1989, there was no such thing as a concussion. Do you know that we didn't do a baseline? Right. We didn't do a baseline test. You know that in 12 years of playing, so I played in 3 decades. I played in the 80s, I played in the 90s, I played in the aughts, right? Do you know that I never once took a baseline test? There was no baseline test?
No.
Do you believe you had a concussion?
Shoot, I knocked myself out every game. There wasn't a game that I didn't black out for a minute. Where I woke up on the ground and went like, whoa, that was a good one. Or saw stars. Yeah, of course I've had multiple concussions. Absolutely.
But what happens, Skip, is that in one of the biggest games of the season, they see Ryan Shazier rams his helmet into somebody's back, but if you look at the hit that ended my brother's career, he caught a simple pass, Skip. He turns upfield. Thomas Everett shoulder pads, glances face mask. He lays down. He stumbles a little bit. He walks off the field and never plays another down.
But that was spine, correct?
Yes.
But
it's just a freak. It's just freaky. So think about,
was Thomas Everett Pittsburgh?
He was at Tampa at the time.
Tampa, okay.
Before he went to Dallas.
Okay.
But you think about that. I mean, for all those Ryan Shazier hits, they've been 10,000 of those last year.
Agreed.
Here's the other thing. You know what? There'll be 6 games going on simultaneously, right? One game, that hit or a hit will be penalized.
Right.
And in 5 others, it won't.
Right.
And so from a consistency standpoint, there is no way to get any consistency, any standard on this stupid rule. And that's what it is. It's a stupid rule.
If I'm a defensive line, I'm going to stand straight up. I ain't going to get no stand. And let him put it. Hey, you see what he did? He put his hand about. He led with his hand. Throw the flag. I ain't getting no stand.
I don't see it happen in the trench warfare. They let that go.
Right.
It has to happen in the open field.
And I do remember one time they called a penalty on Adrian Peterson against Cleveland. He in the open field. You know, but that's what running backs do. They don't want to take the contact. They want to dole out the punishment. But they get, I mean, come on, NFL. I mean, you're doing a good thing. You clarified the catch rule. You must maintain possession throughout the entirety of the act, and you got to do all this and all that. You had cleaned it up, had it nice little package. Boy, I was like, ooh, Skip gonna be so happy. Yep. Oh, Dad's catch was a catch.
It was a catch.
Not in 2014, 2018 it was a catch. Yeah. But that was 2014, so it didn't matter. Ooh, Skip gonna be so helmet out of it. Man, y'all
what? Well, this is from ESPN. The NFL will spend the next 2 months further developing the rule and will likely alter it to address replay and ejections at its May 21st through 23rd meetings in Atlanta. So,
what in slow motion doesn't look bad? I mean, somebody just chewing normal. If you get somebody eating, you slow it down like, man, your mouth is really open. I can see. Everything looks bad in slow motion.
To Skip's point, I mean, replay can already eat up time watching the game. This will be...
Oh, these are going to be endless because this is really hard to decipher. Should we eject him?
And there's a lot on the line. There's money. There's game-altering decisions. So, Mark, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Should the Seahawks sign Colin Kaepernick as their backup quarterback? We'll discuss that next.